Google Chat, creating a room and a thread. Google Chat is a communication tool for class discussion and collaboration amongst students. It is important to first read the best practices in using this tool. So check out these posters on the Technology SharePoint site and share and review the class rules for using Google Chat. Now I'm going to show you how to create rooms. Since Google Chat is a place for discussion and collaboration, as a teacher, I may want to create a room for my Google Classroom and have all my students from my Google Classroom coming into one space. For example, I may want to have a discussion forum where students can ask questions, or they can maybe get technical support from one another, or maybe I want a space for students to post their weekly reflections based on a question that I have posed. Now, if I have multiple classes, I may not want to create multiple rooms, as this would be a lot of different rooms to manage and for students to have to access. So first, let me show you how to create one room for one class. I'm going to come down here and select this plus. I'm going to first provide a room name. If I'm a secondary teacher, I may have one class, and then maybe first I want to indicate who the teacher is, put in a class code, and then put maybe the period. I then want to ensure that I enable this option called use threaded replies, because it will keep that room a little bit more organized. Now, this is an important point. You will have to put individual student names in this field. Although you will have to input this maybe 30 times if you have a bigger class, it's important to do this because of the fact that you don't want anybody outside of your chat room or your Google Classroom to come into that chat. You would first look for student names. And these are all different field students, and they will be automatically generated once you look them up by first name. Once I'm ready, I'm going to choose this option, Create. All right, now I'm going to show you how to create a thread. As you can see, I am inside the created room. You can also navigate it on the sidebar right on over here. I have the options to add people. I can also come up top over here, click on the upside down arrow, view the members, add people and bots, edit the name and create an emoji. So for example, for this class, it's an English class, we want to find some books. I can also leave the room at any time, pin it and block the room, and turn off notifications. When I am ready to start a thread, I simply click on this option. As a teacher, as I mentioned, you may want to create a thread for question and answer, technical support, and maybe a weekly discussion. I'm going to choose this option. I'm going to label this maybe Q&A. I'll provide a description. Maybe this is a space for students to ask course or class-related questions, clarify that. And then when I'm ready to post this, I simply choose this option or I press enter. Now I've created the thread. Anyone can reply to this thread because it is an open space, a collaboration space. I also may want to create a thread for technical support. And again, provide some sort of description. When I'm ready, press enter. And then again, another thread for weekly discussions. Maybe you want to label it by date. So maybe the week is February 16th to February 22nd, etc. And again, you post some sort of descriptions to indicate to students what they are expected to do in this discussion. The more descriptive you can be, the better for students. And then when you're ready to post, simply select the blue arrow or press enter. So now students have 3 different posts. Now, this is going to get a little bit disorganized over time because the more people respond to things or write things, it does get very long. So that does happen. You could condense it after a while. But just so you know, there are 3 different threads, and they're not organized by headings per se, but just by these bubble boxes for your reference. Instead of creating threads within a room, you could technically create separate rooms for each thread topic. However, the challenge of that is that you would have to invite each student again to each individual room, and also you would have to send out separate links to each specific room instead of one link to one room and the thread being within that room. But that is an option.